Well, we are live. Hello, Ellen and Marije. Welcome. We have a new day with a new great topic, a great, of course, Copilot topic. We're going to talk about the collaboration, the human collaboration with Copilot. And Ellen and Marije will share a lot of their knowledge with us. I'm really excited about this one because I think it's really fun to have you both in this session sharing your experience. And I absolutely loved as well the other sessions that we had already. And it's now the 11th of December. So we are a little bit in the middle of it. So it's really fun to learn a lot of new knowledge from like all over the world. And this is our like typical, we are like the Dutch girls together here. So I also really like
Yeah.
that. So I would say, bring it on, Maida. Let's go. I'll put you on the stage, and I will go to the back. Please, if you have some questions for Ellen or Marije, reach out to them on LinkedIn or put your comment in. They are willing to come back on that later as well. So good luck.
Yes, thanks. So, what are we going to talk about? It's going to be a bit different maybe from previous sessions because we're going to talk about Copilot and human collaboration. Myself and Ellen really like team dynamics and especially using Copilot to go way quicker from insights to actionable plans. And we're going to show you with some prompts. We have a lot of things to show, and we have half an hour. So we're going to show you how you can do that with certain prompts and outcomes to create momentum and clarity within every team.
Sometimes we sound like AI, right?
Yeah.
How from chaos we can go to clarity. No, but we are both very creative. We met a couple of years ago at a Microsoft Dynamics partner, and we quickly discovered that not everybody is the same and not everybody thinks in the same way we do. So, what we figured out is that what if we blend our creative thoughts with the people that are thinking it differently and use technology actually to support teamwork because you have to reach your goals as a team, and that's where this session comes from. We are very passionate about working together, and why not make use of the technology we have nowadays? So what did we come up with?
Well, we are going to show you a framework that we made. So it's a combination from different frameworks like design thinking, but also from product management. And what we see in a lot of teams that sometimes, in our case, especially from Ellen and myself, is that we have a lot of ideas and sometimes not a lot of focus or go into execution. There is decision making, poor alignment, stakeholder management, and a lot of the time you can gather great insights, but then it holds back into the execution. So what we're trying to achieve is that Copilot is going to act as a facilitator, so you can go way quicker in your whole process and to deliver good plans and to keep the momentum going. So
Yes.
therefore, we created a process cycle. It's a 4-step approach, very simple: explore, align, act, and adapt. We're going to show you every step and we're going to use the example case for it. And then Ellen is going to show you how to use the prompts and what the outcomes are. In this case, we're using mock data, but you can use and try it yourself at home. So we put the prompts and everything in the slide deck. So if at the end you want to try it out yourself within a team, you can do that as well. It's an iterative process. So once you start with the whole process, in the end step, you will get a new suggestion for an explore step. And so you can keep the momentum and grow as a team and grow for your own objectives. Well, in this case, for our example case, we came up with a sales team because they want to move quickly. And we were going to explain our whole process with the sales team. So maybe you have different kinds of customer insights, or you have dynamics and you have dashboards. You can use that as well, those informations into the prompt, even Excel, doesn't matter. But a lot of the time, a sales team, they've been asked, yeah, we need more leads. We have to have a bigger conversion and those kinds of example. And sometimes within your daily task, you don't have the time to come up with new ideas, take a step back and go into execution mode. This framework helps you to do that, but it doesn't cost a lot of the time and it goes way quicker with Copilot. So,
Yes, because that's what Copilot is going to be. It's gonna guide you and it's gonna help you move faster. So explore. What's it about?
explore. So the first step is the exploration step, and that's more about getting curious and discover what your actual pain points is and define your problem. What we're going to show you in our prompts, we're using a framework. It's the sailboat framework. So you're mapping what drives, blocks, and risks your journey. Copilot is going to spot the patterns, and it acts as a neutral facilitator to uncover what really goes on in a team and to help define the real problem. You will get a clear overview of the insights and attentions. You can uplift this. We're not going to show you this right now in this session because we don't have that much time. But you also have, if you have the Copilot license, you can use the researcher agent or the analyst agent to also spot trends within your CRM data for Excel or even market insights.
So the prompt you're going to use in Copilot when you sit together with all your salespeople in a meeting, in a virtual meeting, or on site, you ask Copilot, come on, act as an explorer agent and guide our team through a sailboat brainstorm. This could be a sailboat, but this could be another method that you're using. Doesn't matter. The point is you start exploring. So you ask Copilot to ask about the goal that you're working towards to and what would drive you forward, what would bring wind in the sails, as the sailboat metaphor is. So Femke, if you'd like to change the screens, then I'm going to show you how it looks like in Copilot for the example. So here we have, yeah, we were almost there. We had the Explorer agent and the prompt, and you can fine tune the prompt to ask you, can you ask it one by one? But the point is that as a team, you will need to ask and answer the questions around what driving you forward. So you ask your teammates, hey, what are really opportunities that would help us be successful? And you can put all those answers in Copilot. And you're going to also ask and look at those opportunities. But if we want to reach those goals and have opportunities, what is at the moment slowing us as a team down? Is it around capacity? It will just help you brainstorm and get the input of your teammates. So I asked, I'm just scrolling down because I asked, create some mock-up data for the session to showcase. And then the sales team uncovered in this brainstorm that, to reach our goals for 2026, we honestly need 500 new qualified leads in Q1. And if we want to reach our objectives, we need to speed up our conversion rate. And we also need to get 3 new partnerships in. Otherwise, we won't make it. So it will already structure and summarize and categorize everything for you and give you an overview of where you are in the phase. Where are you and where do you want to go? And then we go to the next phase. So maybe we switch back to the presentation. Because that's the takeaway then of the explore phase. After you started with Copilot and your teammates, you have a clear picture of your current landscape, a set of recurring themes and clusters, and just an objective summary as a baseline. And that will help you move to the next phase.
Yes. So for the next phase, so we now defined our problems. We defined what we would like to achieve as a team very quickly with questions that Copilots will ask you. And now we want to create alignments. Most of the times what you see in teams that you don't have every perspective on board. Or maybe some people have certain talents who are better at certain tasks than any others. And sometimes also you can gather as well personal goals or personal development plans in your team if you want to learn more and also achieve personal growth within your team. So you can combine that all within this process. And for this, we also created a prompt in which the Copilot acts as a facilitator to connect the dots from the explore step with the strengths of the people. You can enhance this prompt. Maybe you have a disc report from your team members, or you did a Myers-Briggs assessment. You can adjust that to the prompt as well.
The point is that, okay, in the exploration phase, you defined that you want to have these leads and those conversion rates, and you just stare at each other and you're like, okay, but how do we get there fast and smart and efficiently? And you can get there by doing the things you do best and where you get the most and best energy from. But you need to know who is in your team and who's at the table so you can divide the task accordingly. So, Femke, if you'd like to switch to the Copilot, I have the example there where we put in the prompt, and that after the exploration phase, we say, hey, Copilot, act as our align agent. You have the summary of our explore phase, and we have 4 people in our team: Marije, Ellen, James, and Harry. It's an example. But yeah, 2 are more extroverts, and there is also an introvert in our team. And how do we support each other to reach the goals together? So it had to think about it, but actually it gave those top 3 shared goals. You need to fill the funnel with quality, you need to convert faster and smarter, and you need to win with partners. Well, what is the team looking alike? You have Marije, she's a mentor. Best fit across the goal is that she's the one to define who's the quality leads. Ellen is more of a coach. James is a troubleshooter, and so forth and so forth. But it will also highlight, and this is actually an eye opener for a lot of teams, what is missing, what skills, what perspective, and what roles are missing um, to reach our goals. And honestly, James and Harry, Ellen and Marije know nothing about legal and procurement or product marketing that much. So it should give an idea of maybe we can pull somebody else in from a different team and you will reach your goals faster.
Yeah, and
Um,
what you mainly also see within teams nowadays that they have their plan, and then during their plan they're like, oh, we need someone from legal or we need someone from marketing, and they're full, so they don't have time for you, so you get a delay in your plan. And now you know beforehand the blind spots and the people that you maybe need during your plan.
all right. So I think when we defined the alignment of the team, we can move to the next phase. See how quick we work together with
Oh,
Copilot?
yes. So now we're going to the act phase, and now we're going to make a plan out of it. So we're going to turn the alignment into movements from our exploration. What we're using an OKR framework, which is an objective key result framework, what a lot of product managers also use. So it will define your objective, the ownership, the deadline, the actions, and the key results to measure it. It will create an ownership map. It also creates a high-level roadmap, so you can internally communicate it, but maybe also external communicate about it. And also very important, communication summary. A lot of the time people forget like effective communication. So if you want to create buy-in from maybe a direction or a manager or another team or anything that you want, it will create a communication via the pyramid principle about effective communication. It also provides you sort of rhythm for a meeting structure, which you can use during your roadmap. So this is prompt is a bit longer because we're asking a bit more.
It's all about the input before you get the
It's
output you
all
need.
about prompt engineering.
But luckily, we did it for you. And if you can switch back, I can show you how it looks like
Yeah.
in Copilot.
You can also use these kinds of prompts within agents, but we talked about it, and we're showing it you as a prompt because maybe you don't have the license or anything, so you can still use it and play along with it.
Actually, a good point, Marije, because this is the Copilot chat that most of people have available to them. But if you get this motion right and it works for you, you can actually get some things automated in an agent framework. So it's a long prompt, and it just thought for 54 seconds about it. It's we would think longer about it, but it will give you the first objective. As we said, you need to fill the funnel with quality leads that are strategic and inspiring. Marije is the owner. That means that Marije is responsible to ensure the team works towards reaching this goal. So this is her objective, and it has a couple of key results that will be plotted out over a timeline. Is that you want to reduce the cost per lead, and you have certain actions to get to those key results, which in the end will lead to reaching the objective. So it will give you a timeline. It will tell you what to do is finalizing your ideal customer profile. You need to adjust the messaging, but maybe you also need to launch 3 new lead channels because there are not enough channels for you, those leads to get in. And all of this, of course, is based on the input you gave as a team. So the more you give as a team, the better it can spot those patterns and change that output for you.
Yeah, and
Then
now we're using it for a sales team, but you can use it like for maybe for projects, maybe as well if you want to implement more AI and want to have cases for it, you can use this framework and the prompts for like any other department.
what's also nice is that it gives you a high level roadmap for 12 weeks. So after you explored, you aligned your team, it gives you a plan, and you can start working individually on your actions and on your goals. And you don't necessarily need to drag those meetings along. You want to be efficient. So it will give you also a meeting structure and a cadence that you can schedule in your teams with this specific team to steer and just tap in on your biweekly progress or maybe just a weekly growth check in, anything that works for your team. And if you need some stakeholder alignment to let the people know in your organization what you're doing, it gives you the communication email. If you're not the best in communication, it will write it for you. So we're working on those goals. What is the last stage that we're getting to?
Yeah, so by the end, it will also create a survey for the adapt phase. The adapt phase, so we're heading back to the other
Heck,
presentation. 1 second.
that's the purple screen.
Yes. So during the adapt phase, and I think a lot of teams forget maybe this phase. It's like the retrospective, but what went well, what could be better. You can use, again, a framework for it. Use build surveys and use that as well to do an analysis of everything that you created. The thing is, you want to learn from the previous steps that you did as a team, for personal development, but as well, did you actually meet your objective and key results? By the end, this prompts, which will Ellen show you next, it's also is going to give you questions that after these sessions you can use for the new exploration step. So you did everything, I did the whole analysis, the co-pilots, and then they will ask you new questions to grow and develop even further.
I think to point out what you just said, were you able to reach your objectives, but then also asking and being fair to each other in a team, why didn't we? Because you could be already on the fly with your team, reaching everything that you set your goal to. Maybe the goal wasn't big enough, but that doesn't work like that. We all work in organizations, and You know, deadlines are dragging on and it never happens how it should happen. But you need to sit still. You can't fix a plane while it's flying. You need to have a retrospective. Okay, maybe we set the bar too high. Let's adapt the goals. And so this phase is really to to close the loop before you restart the loop. So this is the prompt: what went well, what needs improvement, any explore questions. But you can also hype each other up and say a short social post with what are our wins, what are our learnings, and next step to take people along your journey. So we can switch back for the final time to Copilot. He was working hard as our neutral facilitator today, but you post in the prompt, and I just said for the time being, give the mock inputs. So apparently the sales team with Harry and Larry and Marije and me went well because our partner webinars really generated our leads. Yeah, what didn't go well is that we did cause some because Marije went really crazy on the new ideal customer profile and adjusted messaging, but our other customers were really, they were really confused. Of course, CRM hygiene. Who hasn't have
Those
data
problems,
issues?
yeah.
Thank you, Copilot, for being so creative on this. But in all, there are some blockers here. There's friction. There is not some clarity on some processes, but it gives you some ground to continuously build upon. So it will give you suggestions and key insights, um, that the consistency matters, that proof accelerates trust, like things you might already know, but it will just solidify and in your way of working. And then it will suggest some improvements and eventually give you an updated roadmap for the next 8 weeks or maybe 12 weeks if that works best for your team. I'm scrolling through it because it's just an example, but it will give you some team growth and behaviors and just the end fuel the next loop. How can you fine tune? How can you build upon what buyer segments and part emotions produce the fastest? So, in the first phase, you identified that you need different lead channels or partners or whatever, but maybe you didn't dive into the motion of the partner itself because you can't do it all at once. But in the next loop, you may have time to go deeper into that topic that in the end will help you reach those big, hairy, audacious goals you've set with the team at the beginning of the year. So we hope that this showcase how you can utilize Copilot as a facilitator to build team momentum and to strengthen your team. And maybe we can go back to the presentation one final time.
Yes, because in the end, because we are very quickly, but what this enables is that you use a structured framework, which leaves you room for creativity, as well as personal development alignments, and also a good plan to gather a clear direction, also a shared ownership, data-driven decisions. I myself love to use the analyst agent as well to gather more information. You can get a fast execution and also a continuous improvements. So in this sentence, Copilot removes the friction. It's an objective facilitator. It can show you the patterns. And so you will not have a blank page for planning, no scattered ideas or waiting for someone to write a plan.
So this is how you power your collaboration with Copilot, and we hope you find it useful. And you can, if you like the slides, we're more than happy to share it with you. You can connect with us and have fun collaborating.
Yes, just play along with it. It's really, it's very interesting to use.
So you see my smile. I really liked it. Thank you so much. I have like a few comments that people in that it's nice to hear your voices. And the other one is that people asking if they can have the slides. So I think that's what you already mentioned. And people can finding out because the prompts are like big. So I think it's good to or put them in the comments or share them with the slides. Marije and Ellen are happy to share that with all of you. I really liked it because you're bringing so much back the human perspective, so the persons and where they are really well in, and bring that together with Copilot and the projects that you are using. So thank you for this. I think it's an eye opener for a lot of people how you can actually like bring the human touch or the best behavior of the persons in front, and then as well have the better projects as well, and learning about how you can do it even better. Or so I love that, by all hearing this kind of so thank you for sharing, and I would say probably see you next time.
See you next time. Thanks for having
Next time.
us.
Yes.
Bye bye, girls.
Bye.
Bye.